Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. My apologies for being late. We've had a nice long walk. I went for a drive and got some in and out because we're not in and out for ages. Friday night's takeout night, so we went and did that, and even got a patty just for Zeffy. So instead of getting the hamburger with all the buns and everything else on it, they just gave us the patty. So that was pretty cool. So she got that and came home and chopped it up and put it in a bowl for her with a couple of fries in there as well. And yeah, it didn't last long, as you can imagine. But today is Fun Friday. Yay! So what fun did you get up to today? Oh my gosh, my day has been so amazing. So, just, yes, fun. I don't know if you saw this morning, but I got some unicorn snot. I know that sounds weird, but I got unicorn snot, and it was a gift from my friend Eileen. She sent me her unicorn snot, and I don't know if you can still see it, but I did put some on my cheeks today. I think some got up here near my eyes. Yeah, a bit may have gotten into my hair somewhere. There was some on my shirt. There's still some sparkles on my shirt. It's getting everywhere. This stuff is so much fun. I have had a lot of fun with this. Unicorn snot. I loved it. And then I got this giant sugar and cinnamon cookie from Mike and Brenda Sanchez. And then Zeffy got a package as well from her friend Panda. And Panda is my friend Kathy's cat. And Panda sent Zeffy this really cool card. And there's a short video on my Facebook page about that. And for me, she sent me a Reese's peanut butter cup brownie. So that's going to be interesting to try. Because to be honest, I am not a Reese's fan. Peanut butter with chocolate, it's one of those. It just tastes wrong. It's the creaminess of the peanut butter with the chocolate. The texture's just all wrong. But I'm curious to try it. I am going to try the brownie, and when I do try the brownie, I am going to do it on camera so you can get the real life reaction of that. I don't know if it's a brownie that's got Reese's peanut butter cups buried in them or how they've done it. But we will try it and see, because there have been some things where it's got peanut butter and chocolate together, have been cooked together and all of that, where it's fine. The texture's fine. So I am going to try it. It's currently sitting in my freezer. Whenever I get new brownies, they always go in the freezer for when I get a chocolate craving. So, but when I do go to try that brownie, I will do a live with it so you get to see initial reactions. I haven't tried one yet. They've only just come out. So we've only just started carrying them at Mailbox Power. So it'll be interesting to see that and try that. So I'm looking forward to trying that. I do have my reservations because it says Reese's peanut butter cups on there, but I am still going to give it a go. I know there's a lot of people out there who love Reese's peanut butter cups. I used to have one of the trainers when I worked at Marriott, and next to his place in the morning when he came in to the classroom and stuff, next to his place on the table at the back of the room, there would be a pack of Reese's peanut butter cups for him, because that's how he started his morning, a cup of coffee and the pack of Reese's peanut butter cups. So, yes. So I do know there's plenty of people out there who like them. But, yeah, we are going to try it. We are not going to put it off. We will try it, but not tonight. I just had a really yummy burger. I haven't had a burger in ages. And if you're also watching this morning, you heard about me getting creative with my writing and how this piece of flash fiction I've been wanting to write since May of last year finally fell out of the pen and onto the paper, which is awesome. I just have to type it up now and start doing the editing process on it, because I know there's a lot of editing. It's just rough draft, and as I'm writing it, I'm like repeating sentences throughout the thing because so like, hey, that doesn't quite sound right, but I'll just carry on writing anyway. And then maybe rewrite the sentence a bit further down, knowing that there's some stuff in there that's out of order, but it's written. The first draft is done, and now I just have to do the edits and make sure things sound right, and when I read it out loud that it flows correctly and sounds good and all that sort of stuff. So yes, getting that done. And then when I got my mail, there was some stuff there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to do that. So I went and oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this today. Normally when I'm out walking and stuff, I have a little RFDI clip-on wallet money clip thing that has my license in it, my credit card in it, my membership for Good Sam in there as well. Because when I'm driving in Sparkles and I go to the gas stations, I have to go in and show my Good Sam card to get the discounts and that sort of stuff on the gas. And then, of course, pay for it. And there was something else in there, I can't remember. But I always just carry that. I've stopped carrying around this. Let me show you this huge thing. Now, one side of it is notepad and paper, not pad. But then I've got a side in here that's got all these different membership cards in there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't updated my memberships for this, and this. And so this was my job this morning before I got on the chat, is that I started pulling out cards and going online and updating information. And one of the ones I got was the AARP, which I had gotten for Brad when he turned 50, which was a few years ago. He would have been 61 this year. So I got that and went on site, and I thought, now if I do any of their things, it's going to put his name. I wonder if there's a way. So I had to search around before I finally found it. We had purchased him a lifetime member. He didn't even get an option. He just got a lifetime. Well, they sent us the first one, and then they gave us an option within the first year to upgrade to a lifetime membership. And so we did that, and it expires in 2800. That's what it has on his membership thing. It expires in 2800. And so I was looking at the thing going, well, what if I do if he, because he's passed, he's been gone 4 years. And so I had to go hunting like through everything that they had to find my question. And I finally found the place where it says what happens if a member passes, and you can actually transfer your membership. I was like, sweet. So I filled out the form to say that he had passed. Funnily enough, they never asked me what his death date was. They just asked me for his birth date. So that was easy. Although the other one would have been easy too. And his membership number and all of that, and asked him to be removed. But of course, my name would still be on there, and so I would end up with his lifetime membership. So it's good to know that if you have AARP, you can get your membership. If it's like a lifetime membership, you can actually transfer it to other. And if you are at the same address in the same household, you can have your spouse. Like I got a membership through Brad because he just added me. Well, I added me to his account. I started up his account and I added myself because they'll add spouses for free. Or if you have two people around the same age who live in the same house, you can also do that as well and get their name put on the policy, on the thing. But I was like looking through some of the benefits and stuff, and I was like, oh, they've got some restaurants listed. Why do they have restaurants listed? And like you started clicking on some restaurants and you get like 15% discount if you show your card. I'm like, dang, all this time we've been going to some, and Brad and I have been to some of these restaurants over the years since he got his AARP membership, and it was like, and we got discounts at these restaurants. Damn it. So now I'm like in there and diving around in there saying, what discounts can you get, and all of that sort of stuff. And they've got like health insurance stuff in there. They've got, so I'm like researching that, which reminds me I have to find a health insurance person because I need to transfer my health insurance. I need to get health insurance for next year here in Arizona. And so, so we're doing all this sort of stuff and looking around and in there, and there's a lot of really cool discounts in there just with the AARP membership. And so that was really cool. So that was a little interesting thing I learned when I was going through and updating. Like I have a lot of membership cards in there. And so I just started in one pocket and just started going down one side and then back up the other. And I've got no idea what half my passwords were. So resetting all the passwords were going on in there as well. But going and updating all the address information and the emails. And I suddenly realized that a lot of the addresses I was updating, I'm like looking at the addresses and I'm like, well, I never got any of their magazines this past year. And so what I figured happened is that my mail place, which I just closed, one of the mail places I had in California that I just closed, whenever I got them to forward my mail, there was never any magazines. It was envelopes only. And I'd asked them, I wanted everything that was in my box, including the magazines. And they never sent any of those over. So I'm wondering what they did with all my magazines. Maybe they kept them. I don't know. So now updating all my addresses, I'll be able to start getting the magazines or just requesting them to do them electronically. Not that I really like reading magazines electronically. I would prefer to get the physical ones because then I can go through them. And if I see an article that a friend likes, I just cut it out of the magazine, fold it up, put a post-it on it that says, hey, saw this article, thought of you, stick it in an envelope, address it, and send it off. And I would rather do that with my magazines. So it was kind of interesting seeing that I know that there were magazines that should have been coming in, and all I got was an envelope full of envelope mail, no magazines at all. And so I thought that was rather strange. So I'm going to have to call them up and say, hey, where are my magazines? Find out what happened to them all. Because there was also a lot of travel magazines that would have come in as well, because and my brochures, they would have all come in there from the travel business and stuff. And because I'm in the process of going through changing all those addresses too. So I had a busy morning of getting the mail, changing addresses on stuff that I hadn't even thought about, and just getting other stuff done. And then we had the whole incident with Amazon this afternoon. Was hilarious. Because I went, oh yeah, I'm meant to be getting an order today here at the RV, because I wanted to sit down and do some study this weekend, and of these particular books that were coming in. And so I had got them to come to here, so I wouldn't have to go back to the mail place to get them. And so we're following the tracking, and they've got this tracking thing that you can see, and it tells you how many stops away to your stop, and when it gets to a certain number, and you can watch them driving it. And like, they came up the side of the thing. They even came across the road and stopped there, delivered the stuff there. And Zeffie was on patrol, and she gets all excited because there's a delivery van. So she gets all, and it doesn't matter if it's for next door neighbors across the road, or if she can see a delivery van and sees people out there, she gets a little nutsy. That's nuts, not yes. And so the guy gets out, he goes over there, he delivers the stuff to the place, he gets back in the van and drives off. And I'm like, I'm right across the road. Hello, do you not even know what deliveries you have? And so then I watched him go all the way, and you follow them, and you watch them go all the way down to the front of the RV resort. And then they started coming back up the other side. And I'm like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And so I'm busy working on the chat and all that. I thought, oh, just let me see where it is now. And I clicked over, and it showed it was outside our place. Like, it showed, here's our place, and his dot was right on top of our place. And so I'm like looking out the window. There's nothing in the street. Nothing. No vehicles, no nothing. And I thought, well, that's really weird. So I get back on, another chat comes in, and I deal with that. And then I go back and have a look at the Amazon thing, and it said that they'd delivered my package. I'm like, oh, great. Chat's quiet. Quickly whip outside. No package. Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere. It wasn't under the mats. The mat was perfectly fine. I'm like walking around the front. Maybe they put it at the front of the vehicle. Usually they put it by the steps. And they also put a picture on there to show you this is where it's sitting. And so I looked at that and I went, well, that's not there. That's not there. And so I come back inside and I go, well, now what do I do? And another chat came in, so I dealt with that chat. Not that finished, went back over to Amazon and thought, and it's got, do you want to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? And I thought, well, I'm giving it a thumbs down because they never delivered. They said they haven't delivered. And so then it wanted me to go through all this chat stuff and all of that. So got on there with the guy and said, this is the situation. It hasn't shown up. That's your thing said it was there. Your tracker thing showed it was being delivered. There's nothing outside, and all of that sort of stuff. And so he ended up putting a refund on my account, and I said, oh, okay, that's fine. And then went back to work, back to work, getting all that stuff done and everything else. And then I got ready to go out and walk Zeffie, and I opened up the door, and there was the package was sitting there, poking out from underneath the mat, which it was not done, which had not done before. So somehow their stealth van had come back again at some point after I had been out searching around and making sure I wasn't stepping on anything under the mat, because I know sometimes they put stuff under the mat. There's still no photograph on my account of the package where it was delivered. It still shows it was delivered at 2:23 this afternoon, and not later on sometime after 3 o'clock. Between 3 and 5 it got delivered. And Zeffie was on patrol up on the window, and she never budged. So I'm sort of like, oh, now they're getting really stealthy, and they can't come in from behind me because there's a 7 or 8 foot high fence behind me. So I'm like thinking, well, where the hell did their vehicle go, or anything like that? So when we got back from, just before we went for the walk, I quickly got onto Amazon, finally, after digging through mountains and mountains of stuff, finally got to where I could get to the chat with them and told them, you guys put the credit on my account. Can you please take it off because the packages have arrived? And so we quickly did that. They got somebody to call me from their billing department, and they got all that taken care of in like 2 minutes. And then Zeph and I went for our walk and then went out and got dinner. And so here we are. So it's been a very weird, energetic, creative, sparkly day today. It's been awesome. I've had so much fun today. Probably one of the best fun Fridays I've had for a while. So I've totally enjoyed today. I don't know what she's doing now. She's been pacing. You okay, Zeph? Hey, sweetie girl. So it's been a very fun day. So what did you guys get up today? What fun plans do you have for this weekend? I've got some genealogy stuff to do. I was doing some genealogy this morning as well because I had some messages on Ancestry where I was going backwards and forwards with some messages with some people that had left messages for me. So I was answering their messages. They were saying, well, you're showing this on your tree. Why do you have that person? They belong to my tree. Blah, 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 blah. How are we related? And I'm sort of like, well, you have to give me more information. And that's one thing I have found, that when people that says, oh, you have so-and-so on your tree. That's my third time's great-grandfather. How are you related to them? And I'm sort of like, well, who are you? Where in the family tree do you fit? You know, you're just giving me the name. There's no dates in there. There's no information on this person except for her name. And one person said, oh, you've got so-and-so Williams in there. I said, well, I have several people with the last name of Williams. Which particular one are you after? Oh, he was born in 1826. I said, well, I don't have anybody in 1826 in my tree. And so you can't just turn around and say one person, and you got to give more information, because I can't go looking in my tree. You know, I've got 700-800 people in my tree. I'm not going to go look for every single one of them to find the one that you think may be related. And she said, well, how are we connected? And so we finally found the right Williams, and it turns out it was my second great-grandmother's second husband. So he was, I guess, a step second great-grandfather. She goes, oh, well, it's good to know how we're related now. And I'm like, And I looked at him and said, oh, it's good to know how we're related now. And I'm like, we're not even related. We've got no blood running through our veins that are the same. And I even said, I think you might be a little confused, because he was my second great-grandmother's second husband. Her first husband is my second great-grandfather. Your person who you're claiming as your great-grandfather or whatever, I said, I am no blood relative of his. So we'll see if she comes back with anything on that one. But anyway, I'm out of here. I got to go do something. I don't know. I'm going to go write some more. I think I'm probably going to go type up my story. Now I've got to go for a walk around. Need another walk around. I got so much energy buzzing through me right now and so much creativity. I'm just like, ah. But anyway, have a super fantastic, sparkling, fun Friday evening. And we'll catch you guys back here bright and early tomorrow morning for Shake It Up Saturday. Hey, Gonera.